Hey, what's up, guys? This is Anthony here, Vortex Visions Designs. I'm a self-taught freelance graphic artist and illustrator. I do a lot of cartooning and 3D modeling as well, so if that kind of stuff interests you, definitely stick around. Feel free to comment, like, subscribe, all that fun YouTube hokey schmokey. And so I just want to touch up on a subject I think might be insightful for other artists out there who may be discouraged with regards to social media. And I just wanted to give my own story, relevant story that might be of use to you. So basically, I went by the artist name Minty Fresh Thoughts in 2013. And at that time, I wasn't that great of an artist. I was just starting to get into graphic design. And I had so much things that I needed to improve upon. So during that time, I really pushed myself to learn as many things as I could with not just graphic design, but cartooning and drawing and just everything that I could absorb. And after the years, going through Minty Fresh Thoughts, my art was getting better, my reputation was building, and I had quite a decent social following on Instagram. And I held on to that name for years, up until 2020, the beginning of 2022. My account got compromised, it got hacked. And that totally, at that time, I felt like it ruined me. I felt like everything that I had worked for all those years had just went down the drain. And it was just debilitating. I didn't know what to do. I had nowhere to go, in terms of what direction to take. And so it was even harder because I had to deal with other stress at that time that I was going through. Basically, I was on a 2-year contract for a card game I was working on for a Kickstarter, which is another story I'd like to talk about at some point. But so I was dealing with the stress of that because I knew I had to get so much done. And at that time, I also lost my part-time job. So I was really just surviving solely on making art. And I was okay with that because I was making it and I was getting by. And I was perfectly fine with doing it that way for as long as I could possibly hold out for. And so basically, I was working, and then, I had tried to make enough money for rent, so I also had to drive for Uber, and I also tried selling one of my guitars. And in doing that, and trying to sell one of my guitars, I had actually gotten scammed for $1,500 via Facebook Marketplace, so I really didn't need that, knowing that I had just lost my job, and I was already struggling to pay the rent and trying to, make up the time for this giant commission I was working on. So I was just stressed out as much as possible. So I had to drive for Uber to make enough money, and I drove for hours and hours and hours on end. I was losing sleep because I had to balance that on top of the Kickstarter project. And then the icing on the cake was just losing my account. And I tried for weeks trying to get it back, trying to recover it. I had no luck, and at that point I had just given up. And so I took the initiative and I reestablished my name under Vortex Visions. And I'm glad that everything went the way that it did, because it taught me that your reputation is not what establishes you. It's you yourself and your artistic adventure that makes you great. And if you're good at what you do, and of course if you enjoy what you do, then people will find you. And that's exactly what happened to me. Even though I've only been using Vortex Visions Designs for a little over 2 years now, I've had just as much success with this name than I had when I was Minty Fresh Thoughts. And so I hope that, sheds some light on you artists out there who think that having a strong social presence is what's going to bring in the money for you. Well, yes, it has many advantages, but as long as you enjoy what you're doing and you pursue your passion and you make every effort in order to improve, then you will find clients. You will find people that will view your work and they will want to hire you or commission you. And that's the best thing about the whole venture, is not getting so wrapped up in I don't have this many likes on my posts, or I had lost my account, so now I'm worth nothing. I'm nothing anymore. It's just not how it is. And just know that there's always going to be obstacles, and no matter how hard things get, there's always ways to bounce back from it. There's always other doors. Where one door closes, another opens, and to me, that was just the experience that I needed in order to realize that. And so as I'm just sketching along here, I always think about that and how I used to be, Minty Fresh Thoughts, and how interesting it was that I went years under that name and had so many experiences with it. But that's what I like to think about, is the experiences I've had from it is what I've used towards my next chapter in my book. So hopefully it sheds some light on any situation or anxiety over social media, and just don't get so wrapped up into it. It's about your work and what you love doing that matters. And if you're wanting to get more, if you want to make a living off of your art, then you're gonna just have to put in the effort to just keep creating, and you will find clients. You will. Of course, that takes some effort on your side too. You can seek out clients as well, and that's another huge thing that I've done. And that's another topic I'd also like to share with you guys at some point too, is how I tend to go about finding my clients, or where do I go to post my work and stuff like that. I'm not making thousands of dollars, but I am living a comfortable life, and I think that's what matters. Is as long as you enjoy what you do and you can find a way to get by, then that's then you're grand. So anyway, thanks again for stopping by, guys. Appreciate you. Hopefully you enjoy these art talks. If you do, let me know in the comments. I'll keep posting more and more. Definitely a lot more ideas planned as this channel evolves. So until next time, I'll catch you guys in the next video. Peace.